All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is April 7th. NASDAQ trading a bit lower this morning. Yesterday ended up being a pretty slow day. Couple of decent opportunities there from yesterday versus the prior day high. That was the main focus area for the session. And we can see how nicely that level worked all day long. You get the break beneath. And here's a bounce versus 24,200 level of interest. So a handful of pretty good setups from yesterday's session, despite the low volume, choppier action. For this morning, what do we have? Well, for the overnight session, price initially traded back into 200. You get the bounce there, back into 400, rejection there, back into 200. So a little bit of ping pong between 200 and 400. Those will be the two main levels on watch this morning. Prior day range and focus. Initially, in the early part of the sesh here, off the open, I want to see if price can hold 200. Are buyers going to step in and hold? Are buyers going to continue to defend 24,200? Your prior day low is also right through there. You can see support all through this area. Are we going to end up seeing some move into the overnight low? Maybe a spring setup down at the overnight low. TBD, but I'm definitely looking at this area, 24,200, as well as the overnight low, 24,133. Let's see, do we have 10 a.m. data? No 10 a.m. data today. Looks like we have an 11 a.m. print and then some Fed speak. So let's see this open here. Yesterday we just went 1 for 1 on the prop farm and then switched over to the burner for another long versus prior day high. And that was it. That was the end of the stream. Look at the volume from yesterday. Super low. Below average for pretty much all of the session. You have this nice uptick in volume here, elevated relative volume right at the test of 24,200. That's an A+ opportunity if you're trading the afternoon sesh. Otherwise, slow day. Slow day yesterday. That's a range day, slow range day. You have ES sitting right near prior day low as well. Oil is higher this morning. CL currently at 115, up above the prior day high. Let's see where this open is going to be. Nasdaq currently 229. Extended hours volume point of control is 214. Looks like we'll have an open within the prior day's range. Small gap lower, but still within prior day's range. And the open is in less than 1 minute. So looking at 24,200, looking at overnight low. As always, what is the goal? Just wait for that A plus opportunity and execute accordingly. Cannot control the outcome of any individual trade. All we can do is control our actions within the market. And ideally, those actions will align with our pre market plan. Hopefully, everyone is creating a pre market plan. So let's see this open right here 10 seconds. Looks like we'll have an open right near 240, 24, 240. There's your open. Right into a prior day volume point of control, right off the rip. It's also value area high for the extended hour sesh. So far, just a test and reject there at volume point of control. Let's see this first test for RTH down near a prior day low. There's 24,200. Decent volume. Not amazing, but it's decent. Don't want to risk 45 points right off the open with that signal bar. Not really. Not really. Let's see how it continues to develop down here. 24 220, 24 215. So I'm just watching this reaction right now to 24 200. Volume's below average. Buyers are not super responsive in this area. Still just 4 minutes off the open. Leaning towards waiting. Look at that volume below average. Can you share a bit more of your strategy? Every Thursday after the close, trading mentorship group, 90-minute call, all recorded in the Traders Think Tank. It is all there. Nasdaq back into the lows, back into 24 200. ES currently sitting on prior day low as well. Below average volume in ES. Yeah, volume right now kind of telling me to wait. Typically trades with, I would say, within 5-10 minutes of the open. I need something very special to get involved. Don't really love trading the open. Those first 5-10 minutes. That's typically going to be an underperforming period. No real intraday structure to work with at that time. So less clarity, which means lower quality setups. Not to mention below average volume right now. So a little bit of a push. Okay, 255, 260. A little more proof that buyers are liking that 200 area, 24 200. Right back into 230. There's 260, 265. Noting that volume is still below average. So we had an average volume open and then immediately volume drops to below average. So a little consolidation here, right near 250. And right back into 210. ES new low of day. I need to see some volume come in before any involvement. The volume, where's the volume? Where are those market participants? And Q right back into 200. Very slight new low of day right there. Let's see overnight low. Nasdaq down beneath 200, down beneath prior day low now. Note the volume, right? We still have below average volume. So what is keeping me out of any action near 200 here? CL continuing to push CL up into 116. That's oil. And a new low of day on ES. Let's see the other indices. RTY into prior day low. So RTY making fresh lows. Let me see YM, the Dow. Yeah, Dow into prior day low, fresh lows there. All right. Pretty much market wide sell right now, off the open anyway. Very slight uptick in volume, hitting NASDAQ. Technically, that's a little intraday spring right there. I'm passing on. And as far as I know, no 10 a.m. data prints today. Pretty slow open. Pretty slow. Overnight low is 133. It's your downside reference point. Nasdaq back into the lows. A little bit more volume coming in. There's your new low of day. So a series of lower highs to start the morning. And I want to see the reaction down here. Maybe an overnight low spring setup if the volume comes in. So far, very happy with my decision to not get involved at 200 based on the volume we were seeing in that area and the lack of buyers stepping in and paying up. So still cash this morning. And I'll look at the reaction to overnight low 133. 15 minutes into the sesh. So opening 15-minute bar closes bearish. Kudos to RVol indicator, Jeff. I'm glad that's helpful. Yeah, that's for me. For me personally, that is one of my most important tools. Nasdaq fresh lows. New low of day being made. 24,170. There's value area low for the extended hour sesh. Let's bring that RTH profile in here. There it is. Gabe, looking for the retest at 200 for short. Yeah, that could be a very nice trade. Right now, I want to see how price responds to 133. And ideally, a spring setup with elevated volume. But so far, look at the volume so far, below average. Where is everyone? Below average in ES as well. Value area low right here in this spot. 157. 10 minutes until 10 a.m. There's a little uptick in volume just to average. Orange is average to slightly above average. I think I have it set on 1 to 1.5. Yeah. 1 to 1.5. Okay, getting into overnight low. Let's see. It's either a spring setup or I wait till post 10 a.m. A little bit of a bounce there from value area low. Anyone trading yet? Still cash here. All cash. cash morning. Don't tell me the overnight low spring is going to be front run. Nasdaq back into 200. So let's see the reaction here at 24,200. Is this going to be another lower high within the sequence? Volume beginning to show improvement as we get into 10 a.m. ES also retesting prior day low. So looking at either this or something like this. 4 minutes till 10 a.m. All the volume for the current sesh, volume through prices right there at 200. Volume point of control. So there's a little rejection at 200, price into 170. ES first retest of prior day low being rejected as well. That was the setup for Gabe. I wonder if he took it. Nice work, Gabe. Good trade. Yeah, it's an A plus setup right there. Prior day low rejection with the level of interest. Nasdaq into the lows. We get the new low here. Let's see. NQ new low of day. Oh, the micros did not mark a new low there. NQ coming into overnight low. So overnight low is 133. Opening 30-minute bars getting ready to close in 90 seconds. Need a little bit lower for NASDAQ for that overnight low spring setup. Gave 60 points. Well done. Well done. That was a good entry. All right, so there is overnight low. And let's see if the spring actually sets up. So far, no. No spring. There's 10 a.m. So not even a little green bar on the 30-second chart. Well, that makes my job easier. No setup, no trade. My downside level from here is 24K. So if we don't see that reclaim of overnight low, it'll be hands off for another 100 points lower. That 200 level of interest, 24 200 level of interest rejection. Anyone still riding? What a move. 100 points. Talking about right here. Right there. Timmy, looking like a trend lower day so far, but I want the longs if we stay above 24K. Might be a no trade day for me. Yeah, I'm looking at 24K with you, or a reclaim of the overnight low, reclaim and retest. NASDAQ currently in no man's land for me. So nothing that I can do here. This morning I was looking at either a bounce versus 24,200. The action there did not look good based on volume. So below average volume kept me out. Tells me that buyers are not super interested in this area. Next trade idea was the overnight low spring setup, which did not materialize. So far it's a cash day. So far, cash day. There's 24,060. So about 60 points away from that next downside level. And that was pretty fast. Pretty quick move. Really don't want to catch a falling knife. Yeah, let's see how it develops down here at 24K. Oil just continues to rally. So we continue to see that inverse relationship between CL and the indices. Oil is actually up through overnight high right now, almost into 117. Good volume coming in. Crypticon, nice work. Congrats. Crypticon says, another payout day for me. Your commentary is always magic for my trading. Well done. Well done. So NASDAQ, I want to see a true test at 24K. Don't need to be the first one in. Don't need to rush into this. Dave, eval passed. Nice work. Stack them up. Stack them up. And that's what it's all about. Build that farm. Build that farm. All right, there's 24K. So let's see if buyers even step in here. So far, nope. Dave says you have 100% changed my trading. I'm glad to hear it. That's the goal. That is the goal with this stream. Happy to bring some value. So a little small bid right here at 24K. Nothing compelling about that. Volume has definitely improved. That looks better. Looking better. 24035. 24040. 24045. See if we get a retest. Seller's right back in it. Like to see how that 24K is treated again on a retest. What was that low right there? 15. Okay. See if we get another retest at 24K, 24,000. Something that looks like, just like that would be lovely. But with oil continuing to rally, I mean, ideal scenario, you want to see oil. I want to see that CL start to pull in. 2410. You know, volume's just average right now, slightly above average. So in a scenario like this, I'm very patient with the entry, recognizing that I'm fighting intraday trend, fighting a bearish higher time frame backdrop. We have good location, but I want to see a very clean setup. That may have been it right there. A little micro higher low. But that's the thing as traders. You always have the option to pass on any given setup if it doesn't meet your criteria, if it doesn't look the way you want it to, if it doesn't match the documentation that you have within your playbook. You do not have to take the trade. You don't have to put risk out. Does that mean you're going to end up missing some setups that end up working? Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. So, noting that volume point of control just shifted down into this area, that is good to see for the long idea. And there's a little bit more of a push. So, yeah, that was it. Wanted a little bit lower right there. Wanted this green bar to be about 10 points lower. And that would be what I would consider a second entry. So first entry is the true reversal versus 24K. Second entry is going to be your first high or low, your first market structure based opportunity. How's that intraday fib looking? There's a shallow fib right there. A little rejection from the shallow fib. Right, it's just right back into that volume point of control for the regular trading hour sesh. This would be like an entry for the burner, not the main farm. Let me see if I can let me see if the burner, yeah, here we go. Let's log in. Get the burner queued up. All right. So there's the burner, and then the farm. Rudy, I'm new to trading, learning, and been following you recently. Thanks for the knowledge. Glad it's helpful. Gabe headed out of here. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, Gabe. Nice work today. Yeah, let's see it above 60. Market structure play. Not for the farm, but for the burner. Ethan, take care, man. I saw you have a trading bot. How does that work? Basically, signals are generated in TradingView, and then they get sent to your broker. simply put. We could check on it in a sec. I don't know if it's in any trades today. So if you're confused about why I just switched to this account, this is what I would consider a non A plus setup, which I will not take in my higher leverage prop farm. That is for the burner. This account has been dubbed the burner. That's for a lower leverage account only. So you're gonna have a B or B plus quality setup. I like to do those in lower leverage accounts. That's kind of how I segment my risk. Gamble account, not a gambling account. I mean, some may treat it that way, but there we go. There we go. Makes you want to sing a little, doesn't it? Des green on RTY. Bot is green. Oh, solid. Cryptocon is both YM and NQ. That's APT, I guess. Will the spring strategy be built into APT or will it be a new script? So it will technically be a new script, but it will be under the same APT license. So if you are an APT license holder, it is included. The name APT will kind of transfer into like an umbrella term for all of the strategies underneath it. Right now it's only one strategy, so we refer to APT as like the main thing, but when there's two strategies, APT will be like the umbrella term for both individual strategies. So trails in profit here. Basically what we did was, can I mark up this chart? I don't even know. So you have your initial reversal here. That would be the knife catch that Dean was talking about earlier. Dean, I don't know if you're still in here or not. That's the knife catch entry. You can avoid those. Here's your second entry. Why is it the second entry? Number two. Well, this is first entry, reversal. Second entry is first higher low. So it'd be the next market structure based opportunity. And what I like about this is at the time we had volume point of control right through here. So you have a reference point, you know that price is bouncing from a level of interest. So you have that move already underway. And now we're just kind of taking a little bit of a later entry, excuse me, within the bounce that is already underway. Hopefully that makes sense. Now we lift the trail. We're just cruising up 60 points right now. Rudy will work with Tradeovate. Yeah, that's our recommended brokerage, recommended platform. Nasdaq back into overnight low. So I'll more than likely tighten the trail here in just a sec. I want to see how price responds to overnight low. And a little rejection there. Price is also just shy of the 50% fib. So we'll trail tighter just beneath this kind of cluster of candles right through here. Ooh, holding on. And oh wow. Saved by the tick? Ah, there it is. Trailed up. All right. All right. First trade of the day in the burner and the farm. Still cash. Still cash in the farm. So on my end, a pretty slow morning. Pretty slow morning. So you can see here's what I was talking about earlier: reversal versus level of interest, second entry, next high or low versus the volume point of control right there. That's the Mish entry. Market structure Mish. MSM. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Market structure Misha. About 15 points earlier. You just had to put that in there, didn't you? Had to tell me your entry was better, huh? Couldn't resist. Could not resist, could you? So Nasdaq rejecting overnight low to the tick, 133, 24, 133. We're 1 hour into the sesh. How's everyone's morning? Are we doing all right? Are we green? Mish says, my XFA is finally out of the woods after a month of digging 1 day at a time. See, that is crucial right there. A lot of traders, when they get that low, when they get that close to the max loss limit, the tendency to just gamble it, to just say F it, is so high. If you have the discipline to not do that and to actually trade responsibly and see if you can, again, responsibly get yourself back up to equity highs or at the very least out of drawdown, that shows that you have really matured as a trader. And the reason is because drawdown is a normal state for traders to be in. Drawdown is part of the business. If you are uncomfortable with drawdown, you're going to have a very, very tough time with a long-term sustainable career in trading. Just think about it. Every time you take a loss, you're now in drawdown. And losses are part of this business. Losses are commonplace. So if a loss makes you crash out, if you can't handle the drawdown, then it's gonna be extra tough. It's gonna be very, very hard. So you gotta get comfortable with that. And a good place to practice is when those funded accounts are getting close to that max loss limit. Can you perform under the pressure of knowing that you're right on the edge? So props to Mish. Well done. Well done, man. Good work. Jacob taking 2 APT payouts today. Let's go, man. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Congrats, Jacob. Cryptocon, I'm green on my own trades. Got to stop so I don't give it back and I can request today's payout. Good call. Yeah, just lock it in. Lock it in. Fatigue, very well put. I saved quite a few XFAs that way. Yeah, that's crucial. That's crucial. I think that is something that is commonly overlooked. I know a lot of traders when they get, on a 50K account, you get within 500 bucks of that max loss limit. And I know the temptation is there just to say, F it. Let me let me grab some minis. See what we can do with this thing. And if it works, I mean, now you've just kind of rewarded yourself for a bad habit. You've gotten a positive feedback loop from something that you should not have done. So it's important to distinguish between what I now call sim farmers, those that just cycle through prop accounts, basically try swing for home runs, and like long-term sustainable trading. Can you keep a prop account alive for longer than say a month? And can you show real consistency? And the reason that distinction is important is because if prop firms disappeared tomorrow, only one of them is going to have a skill set that transfers to a self-funded live account. Which, if you're watching this stream, that should be everyone's goal. We're not in the high expense prop firm account cycling business here. Or sometimes when drawdown is too low, feels like not enough capital to trade, I'll hit reset instead of gamble it. Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. Although on the funded, usually there's no reset button, right? At least for top in the case of Top Step, not until it's actually blown. So Nasdaq, a little look above overnight low here. I like to see if price can sustain above overnight low, above 24,133. I think it was Rudy asking about APT earlier. Yeah, so 2 trades on APT, massive short on Nasdaq, and a decent short there on YM. That's nice day. Very nice day right there. So that's APT currently today. Very nice. Nasdaq, taking a look at this hourly bar. Hourly shows, this still has 25 minutes on it, but hourly currently shows a big hammer. Let me see that 30 prior 30-minute bar close as a hammer. Okay. Nasdaq, that's a rejection at overnight low. But interesting to see the below average volume right now. Volume just fell off. Nasdaq just a little consolidation station right through here. Consolidation station. Oh, and what I want to see is the fib. Yeah, so that little look above overnight low, just shy of the 50% fib. We know that as the fib sell zone when price is on an intraday downtrend and it retests. Staying patient right now. Nothing I even want to do in the burner account here. Look at the volume. It just fell off. 10:30. Volume completely fell off. I still would like to get a setup, an A plus setup in the farm. Let's see how these next 30 minutes look. Let's see. ES has reclaimed the overnight low, kind of hovering between prior day low and overnight low. Patience right now with this volume. Jeez. Drifting lower. Drifty, drifty. Okay. Is 24K going to trade again? A little bounce there. This is no man's land. I need 24K or action above overnight low. A little uptick in volume though. That's helpful. Well, it looks like a little blip higher there. A little blip, blip, blip. Timmy caught the RTY higher low. Nice work, Timmy. Timmy. All right, Timmy. Take care, man. Nice work today. Thanks for jumping in the stream. See you tomorrow, sir. All right, Pratik. See you. Nasdaq just consolidating. Volume point of control shifted higher. Like a little drift. 24K. See if we can get there. There's 24,050. A little bounce to retest volume point of control. It's like right after 10:30, all the action just died. All of it. But that next 30-minute bar is about to close here in 5 minutes. So the prior hammer did not show any follow through. And this is just a game of patience right now. Prop farm is still cash. Still cash there. And the burner just has the one trade on it that we took earlier. Market structure versus RTH volume point of control after the 24K reversal. So far, just 1 for 1 on the morning. As someone who trades longs in a downtrending day, I have to make sure I pick my spots very, very carefully. What got me into day trading? Same reason everyone gets into day trading, man. Making money fast, having no boss. Little did I know. Little did I know. Timmy, you're still here? What the hell? All right, 24039. Come on. We need 24K to trade with volume. 24K with volume. Here we go. Bring it on in. Bring it on in, John B. 24025, 24. Again, looking at that 24K. Okay, here we go. Little uptick in volume. And ideally, it undercuts the session low and then you have an intraday spring at the 24K level of interest. Good volume. What's the current low on the micros here? 23993. Okay. There's your new low of day. Does it reclaim or is this next leg lower? Reclaim or next leg lower? Two, one. All right, see. See if it gets filled. Not really what you want to see for the spring. Remember, the spring is supposed to give a quick snap, not a linger. Not a linger around and decide. You want the quick snapback. So right off the rip, I don't love how this is setting up. Let's see the next minute or two. Volume is definitely there though, and so is the level. Could get the fill here in a sec. There's the fill. And I want to give this a little bit of buffer. Go just beneath 75. Back beneath 24K. Yeah, not a great sign there. There's stop. All right. We'll take it. We will take that stop. So the spring trade, you want that to go immediately. This did not, but I would still take that setup pretty much 10 out of 10 times. You have a level, you have intraday setup, you have big volume, big psychological level too, the 000. So we cannot control the outcome. Cannot control the outcome of any given trade. I want to see how this continues to develop here near 24K. If we continue to see action above 24K, I'll look for a re-entry. Otherwise, I'll wait for next downside level. As of right now, this sesh, 1 for 2. So far, price holding beneath 24K. Volume's still in it. Yeah, volume's still decent. Okay. So from here, we have a reference point. Assuming acceptance continues beneath 24K, we have a reference point at the monthly open. And then the next downside level of interest is 23,900. Fresh lows. Fresh lows, fresh lows. Meanwhile, oil making fresh highs on the day, 117.2. And it looks like that stop was a good stop. Price now continuing lower and getting into the monthly open now, 23,942. Not a spot I would set risk against personally. But if you're looking for some downside targets, maybe for a profit taken or something like that, you may see a response there. 23,942. Good volume. Really good volume here. See how price responds right there at the monthly open. So as expected, a little bounce there, a little response at the monthly open, 942. Let's see how the structure continues to develop. CL at 117.5, nonstop. 30-minute bars, just all red for RTH. Nothing but down on the 30-minute chart there. There's that monthly open, and then you have the 23,900 level of interest just beneath. Muggsy, oil not stopping yet? Yeah, oil's pure vertical. Look at that. Almost into those highs from March 8th. It's going to be a natural target now, 119.5. So NASDAQ, look at the bounce from the monthly open. We talked about price responding there. Right where we circled. And that circle was there before price got there. Gotta love it. So can 24K be reclaimed? Can we see a reclaim and then potentially a retest of 24K? Or is this going to be a rejection here? Good volume coming in. My preference would be reclaim and retest, of course. 15-minute, you may see a hammer on the 15-minute. Hopefully an entry actually materializes. Show me an entry. Good volume right now. 2 to 3x R vol. Yeah, I passed another eval today. Nice work. Congrats. So give me a little bit lower here. Hey, no problem, man. Glad it's helpful. There's 24K. Is it hold or is this a rejection? That's the question. A little fight for price here at 24K. Not super compelling from a buyer's perspective. 23,995. It could be it right there. Nope, no fill. Okay. Was entry right in the same area as previous? So basically, if this gets filled, I want to see it go immediately, break 24,020. Yeah, no fill. No fill. There it is. Oh, let's peel. I got to protect that. That's crazy. There's volume point of control. All right. That was chill. That was pretty chill. Let's see if 100 wants to trade. I got the trail right there, just in case whatever this news move is gets retraced. Dean, nice. Yeah, call it after that. Nice work. Yeah, they're not going to give me a structure, are they? So price, look, price bounced directly into volume point of control and rejects. This is a good example, prime example as to why I always like to have some sell orders out in the broker. Thankfully, in this scenario, I was able to react quickly enough to get a couple of the peels off after I placed my stop. But can't always be that fast, especially if it retrace even quicker. So really love to see a micro higher low develop right through here near 45. Otherwise, this will more than likely be trailed. There we go. So that gives me a nice spot to lift my trail just beneath that higher low. And it may get taken now. And here comes the trail, more than likely. So not bad. If we get trailed, we did not fully recover the initial loss from earlier, but put a nice big dent in it. So that's solid. And I want to check the fib again. Yeah, so that was volume point of control and the 38% fib right there. Okay, so if price can get back into those micro kind of local highs here, that's where I'll peel off the next one. See this higher low trying to build. Can't get above 24,050. And getting back into the trail again. There it is. Oh, one tick away. Literally one tick. Wow. If I just got saved by the tick, that would be lovely. Need a break of 50. Need this 50 to break. You're some passive seller right here. Volume kind of tapered back down. Volume point of control shifted lower. There we go. Come on, break the 50. Nope. So another little struggle there at 50, 24,050. This price continues to consolidate right here. Consolidation station. Those volumes just gone. 2 hours into the sesh, almost. Man, it's right back into that structure low. Little microstructure low. Is the trail taken now? Right back into 50. So a little 20-point consolidation here. And coming back into the trail. There's the trail. All right. Trail it out. So 2 for 3 this morning, two on the farm, and then one in the burner from earlier. First trade of the day was in the burner. Small red on the farm. Volume kind of dying down a little bit. Want to see if we get another test into 24K. Oh, don't tell me it breaks 50 now. Don't tell me. So next 30-minute bar is getting ready to open here in about 2 minutes. Can see how nicely that monthly open was respected. That's why we love levels. And we'll see if the seller at 24,050, 24,055 is going to lift. Yep, 24,060. So my trail was a bit of a shakeout there. And 90 seconds till the next 30-minute bar opens. Best case scenario for me would be a retest and hold at 24K. Darn that trail. That trail with the shakeout. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's part of the game. Part of the game. Nasdaq coming back into that 38% fib intraday. Next 30-minute bar opens. Not a lot to do at the current price point, other than stay patient. Okay, Nasdaq getting back into these local highs right here. It's also value area low for the extended hour sesh. There it is, 24,080. A little more than 2 hours into the sesh. How's everyone's morning so far? Nasdaq attempting to break these local highs right here. ES is bumping into overnight low. So that was the first green 30-minute closure of the session. Price coming back into 24,100. Nearest reference point for me is the overnight low at 133. Looks like maybe a little bit more news right there. Uptick in volume. Price coming back in RTH volume point of control. 24,041. Could be a spot for the burner. Farm, we need 24K. Do, 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 do. The burner. Can we get a little bit lower? Maybe not. Maybe not. So bounce versus volume point and control. Previous intraday structure point in a low leverage account. Good volume uptick as well. Good to see. Things are starting to slow down as we get into midday lull. It's 11:40, almost noon. So pretty typical to see that action slow down a bit. Yeah, volume dead again. Oil's pulling in a bit. Oil back into 115.7. Looks like it marked a high so far today at, let's see, what is that? 117.64. So if NQ catches a bid here versus volume point and control. So I could have actually gotten a little bit of a better entry. What is that? 89. Boom, boom, boom. Oh man, just shy of that first peel. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Volume. Volume is gone. This might be the last trade today. Personally, not a midday lull trader. No volume. Typically pretty slow action. The farm. 1 for 2 in the farm. Small red day looks likely unless we get a move back into 24K. or up above the overnight low in the next 15 minutes. But that would likely require some news, fresh headline. That said, followed the plan on the farm. That is my goal. Plan my trades, trade my plan. And I know the outcome will take care of itself. So can't be worried about small red day. Management could have been a little bit better on that second trade. I was caught a little bit off guard with the news move. Oh, there we go. Got our first peel on the burner. Let's get that next peel. The next peel, we may as well protect this. No reason not to. Come on, 87. We're looking for 87 on the next peel. A little intraday resistance right through there. I could probably go 85s, but we'll just leave it. It's the burner. It's the burner account. And trails there just above break even. Oil still coming in,
Order filled.
115.5. There's your trail. Trailed out. We'll take that little scalp. I'll take those all day long. 2 for 2 on the burner. 1 for 2 on the farm. 3 for 4 on the day. I'll give it another 12 minutes. We'll give it till noon. Yeah, we can see price getting a little tighter. Structures are a little tighter. Volumes below average. Starting to enter those subpar conditions. Just knock down there again near the 80s. Value area low for the extended sesh. You do have a big high volume node building here. It's that regular trading hours volume point of control. Yeah, getting a little choppy there. Chop City. So hard cut off in about 7-8 minutes. Nasdaq just continuously bumping into that 24,080. Can we get a break above? Break above and a test into overnight low? There's a series of higher lows into that 80, 85 area. Oil still coming in. Big pullback in oil. All right, B-Link, take care, man. See you tomorrow. All right, there's a little push. NQ into overnight low. Good uptick in volume. So I want to see how price responds to this overnight low. That's actually a reference point I can work with on the main prop farm here. Good uptick in volume. We like that. We like it. intraday structure right there. So some intraday resistance. God, look at that bounce versus monthly open. Gotta love it. That's a 50% fib. Overnight low, value area high, intraday structure resistance. Oh, this is a big spot here. So far, test and reject. And about 2 minutes till that next 30-minute bar. And just about 1 or 2 more minutes till our hard cutoff. Let's see with this next 30-minute bar. We get a little move up above overnight low. Overnight low is 133. And your 50% fib is right through there. So we had that little uptick in volume and then it just falls right off. All right, that's noon. Price getting back in overnight low. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I like the break above and the retest. I like it. Okay, retesting. Volume came in. See if we can break above. Break above. Oil is 2.5% off the highs. We've been talking about that inverse relationship between oil and the indices. Notice how much easier the longs were in Nasdaq once oil started to pull in. And there's price attempting to reclaim overnight low. There's a nice push right there. So I like to see a retest at 133 now. Very nice push. 61% fib. Wow, 24 185, 24 200 prior day low. 200 level of interest. 24 225. Runaway train. Runaway train. Patrick, what's up, man? Long stream today? Yeah. Giving the people what they want. So NASDAQ into extended hours volume point of control. I mean, that's basically the opening print right there. Yeah, just shy of the opening print. What a push. So price shows intraday change of character and then just rips. Probably some news involved with that as well. Tough spot for me personally because I either need back an overnight low or now an extension above 200. Let's see how this microstructure builds. Good volume is holding. Good volume still holding. So far that's a rejection at prior day low and the 24 200 level of interest. See if we get that retest into kind of this intraday structure point with overnight low right through here. All right, Mike, take care, man. See you tomorrow. Price just kind of sitting right on VWAP right now. Volume's still good. Still watching. Volume's in it. Volume's in it. We can still watch. Okay, let's see. It's a spot I like. Let's see it. Basically a retest near that intraday structure point. Overnight low still a little bit lower. Wouldn't mind seeing it a little bit lower. We'll go a little bit lower. See if we get the fill. And let's learn our lesson from last time. Throw a couple orders out. Stop will go beneath overnight low with a little bit of buffer. If it gets filled. Volume's still there. So I like that. Like the volume. Mhm. We get the fill here. Oh, there it is. Ah. Albert, what's up, man? Stream sacrifice? Who knows? This could be a 24-hour stream. Got to make you wait for that stream sacrifice. Gonna do a marathon stream. So one tick shy of my first peel. Jeez. You hate that. You hate to see that. Like one tick? Are you kidding me? Come on. What is this? So again, the idea, looking at bounce versus previous intraday resistance, and then your overnight low in close proximity. So at least get that first peel. To the tick again. To the tick. Wow. Robbed. Absolutely robbed. Absolutely robbed. Volume's coming out again. Volume below average now. This will more than likely actually be my last trade. All right, first peel. Okay. We like it. We like it. So far, though, no follow through on this long. And oil bouncing as well, not helping the idea. Stops in there just beneath overnight low. Oil actually bounced versus prior day high and last week's high for any CL traders in the room. Give me that second peel. Oh, one tick shy again. Look at that. Look at that. So at the second peel, I'll protect the rest. If we get the second peel, I'm going to protect the rest. So that will be, come on. There it is. Rest is protected. We need a push here, or we'll take the rest at break even and call it a day. So this next peel, targeting kind of this very minor intraday structure point right here. The 87s, 88s. Oh, back to the entry. So like I said, I'm going to call it right there. Decent day overall. Decent day. The farm will be, looks like small red. Yeah, small red on the farm. And the burner is green. All trades taken on stream. We are 2 for 2 on the burner. And 2 for 3 on the farm. Unfortunately, a little bit of mismanagement on this trade. I was kind of caught off guard with the news. Essentially a flat day. I mean, we're down $27 on my lead account. My trade day funded lead account here. Basically a flat day, basically a scratch day. So that's trading for you. That is trading. All I can do is follow my process, respect my rules, and as always, the outcome will take care of itself. So I'm going to shut the farm down. We close the farm. Going to break for lunch. We'll keep the burner open for any afternoon trades. That's my current framework. If you missed that recent video going over what I'm currently working on, I recommend checking it out. Copy trading in the farm, high leverage as far as copy trading, not high leverage as far as position size, pretty light position sizing, but high leverage with the copy trading, and then low leverage with the burner. There's just one account. Let's see how APT did. Wow, 2 very nice shorts in APT and 1 really nice short in NQ. That's 3 for 3 for APT. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Hope you guys had a good day. Thanks for your time today. If you got some value out of this stream, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we will be live again tomorrow morning. If you want to continue trading with me and the team throughout the afternoon, join us in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Take care.